Let the children sing. Talking shit, getting click. It's Thursday night. Talking shit, getting click. Talking shit, getting clicks. It's Thursday night. Yay. Welcome to the show. We're gonna take our time because I know it takes a while for everybody to get in. No air conditioner, no fan on, drinking a hot cup of coffee right now. That's how I'm doing it. How about some applause? Hit the horns. That's right, it's Thursday night. Talking shit, getting clicks. It's the We episodes live. And listen, we're gonna be talking about the attacks from Ukraine. Oh man, the rabbits got the gun. Right? Rabbits got the gun. Bang, bang, bang. I'm gonna go through some political headlines that have been coming across the scenes. Right? Not only that, did you guys know that 2.9 billion, I don't know why I'm hitting horns, because it was 2.9 billion social security numbers are out. They're in the wind. They are breezing right now due to a hack. We're gonna talk about that. But one more round of applause, because the main topic tonight, we're gonna discuss what does it mean to be black? What is blackness? Tell about the essence, and you can call in and talk about it. Yeah, on our, well, there it is. Yeah, that's right, it's a Thursday, it's live. We got a phone number, 313-825-5557. I'm gonna go through these topics. Once I'm done the topic, you can call in. I'll give you some time. It's your time, my dime. And then, yeah, we can discuss things here on the show. That's right. No, don't call now. Don't call now. Don't call now. Don't call now. Just bring me in. With the children singing. Look, I'm not even on cam. Talking shit, getting clicks, Mo 3 times in his house. I love the sound effects, guys. You know this. Bring that camera over just a smidge. So yeah, there it is. What does it mean? What does it mean to be black? As Donald Trump says, black. The black people. Let the children sing. All right, who's up in here? Who's up in here? Oh, look. Guys, I know the chat has changed. I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to bring it back right. Ramid, as always, buddy. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. And it only should be fair that you can see me in all my wonderful splendor. Oh my God, Blago in the house. You already know. Mainline. You know? Up in here. Love. I saw her in here.
Many people know them as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
Don't you know? Many people know them as the Jump Out Gang. All around these parts. Let the children sing. So what's good, chat? You already know it's our Friday right now. It's Friday. If you didn't know, you should know right now. It is Friday. I know it's Thursday night, but it's a new Friday. Like 20 to the 30 is a new 20, 40 is a new 30. It's the new Friday. Look at this. Richard Hatcher said he's black and I'm proud. Richard Hatcher, when we get to that part, I want you to call in and tell me how proud and black you are. Anybody can come in and discuss. I would like people who don't consider themselves black to call in and discuss their blackness. You know what I mean? I would like it. So things that we're gonna talk about. Definitely. But what's good? What's good with everybody? talk to me just a little bit. Talk to me a little bit. How's everybody doing? I'm kind of looking in the chat looks. I want to drop one of these right here. One of these little bombers. Oh, that's not supposed to, hold on. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to throw myself one of these. Let's give, boom. It didn't work. It's supposed to work. It's supposed to work. It didn't work. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Talking shit, getting clicks. Original podcast. I guess I'm just gonna go get into it. I'm gonna get into it. First, you guys gotta see me. Look at this. I'm sweating for you. Does it sound good? Do I sound good? Football is finally here. Oh, I don't know if I even have this set up, but just I'm gonna cross my fingers. I'm gonna hit this scene that I have in here. That's right. Boom. That's not bad. That's not right. That's not bad. For the birds, my fantasy football team is gonna be in full effect. Don't you know? Don't you know my football team is, and yes, we're gonna call it For the Birds. Last year I was, I don't even know if I have it on here. I was the Sad Puppies, and I didn't come in last. That's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that is I did not come in last. We won both of our preseason games. Ramid is a true and blue. You watching preseason right now? I like to watch. Do they have an extra game this year to get 5 games, or is it 4? Did they try to take away a game? They took away a game? That's what they said. I'm reserving all judgment until opening day. Until opening day, and that's going to be in Brazil for us. Who are we playing? Who are we playing? That's a good. I should know these things. Let's go find the Eagles schedule real quick. I know, Ramit, you are a Jets fan, and you guys got something promising going on. You guys got something promising going on. What's up, Keeks? Oh, look at that. Oh, I did scenes. Oh, man, I remember doing this. Right? It's cool. I got the little bird going. Oh, that reminds me. That reminds me. I don't know why. Let's see. Let me... Oh, there. Look, I got my emojis are working. My emojis are working. Here we go. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm gonna keep telling you. I got a website. And specifically, I don't know why this does this, but yeah, my collection it does whatever it wants to do. But let me show it to you. Where did I go? Where did my screen go? There it is. There it is, guys. There's the website. As you can see up in the left-hand corner, it's called Talkin' Gettin' USA. Talkin' Gettin' USA. And I bring that up only because, first and foremost, it's football season. And if you are Bird Gang, I got a new collection, and it's based off of the legendary, incomparable Philly street tee. If you know, you know. If you've ever been out to Philadelphia near the stadium area, there's a dude out there throwing out these unlicensed tees, and that's where I came up with these little dirty Dylans. Look at that. That's a little throwback thing. What's happening? These are, ladies and gentlemen, this is a tri-fabric tee right there. It's very soft. You know what I mean? Fellas, boom, jeans, shorts, sweats, sneakers, boots, dress shoes if you're into that type of thing. Some moccasins you can throw on with this one, because look, it has the eagle on there. You know what I mean? For the birds, because we're for the birds. If you got a little wonkiness in you, boom, 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 for the birds. Look at this one. Love says she loves this one. This is her favorite one, because football is for the birds. You should know this. Let's just sing. I'll go through it. We got the birds. We're flying birds over here, guys. You know what I'm saying? No references. It's all good with the good call T right here. For the birds. This is actually my personal favorite right here. Boom. Green finger. Should be the other one. It should be the other one in the design. Let's go through electric bird. Boom. Hit him with a little regular degler. Hit him with the regular degs. The ball game. That's the ball game, folks. And then, you know, October time. Boom. You're repping. Different color scheme. And then, boom. This is going to be one. You're going to see me with this one on. But like I said, ladies, for the ladies, these are ultra soft. But for the fellas, they have structure to them. These are good quality, high quality t-shirts. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me sell it to you. Let me Wolf of Wall Street these tees to you right now. I'm going to Wolf of Wall Street these tees to you right now. I'm sweating in here. Listen. Soaring into the heavens tee. You know? Maybe you do an outfit change after the game. We play at 1, we win. You change into this thing. Because you're in heaven. You're in heaven. Right? And then you watch the Cowboys lose or the Giants lose or I don't even know what I refuse to call them the Commanders. I should just just blurt my washing dirt. You know what I mean?
Be careful, though. It's spicy.
That's all I'm saying. So check it out. I'll have the collection for you. It's going to be called For the Birds. For some reason, on this internet here on your computer. But if you go on your phone, same thing, you're going to see it up there. It's a whole collection. If not, you can still get to it because you see it's right here, home catalog. And then from there, I'll show you guys. There's more stuff. You check through there. But if you go to the home page here, you're here. You can shop here. You hit this button. And it takes you back to the motherland. Let the children sing. And then we're back here, live. As you can see, we're live. I'm showing you live. It's like that scene in Spaceballs where they're watching the scene. I can hit the back button. Guess where I am? Ladies, don't tell me you don't like the crop joint. Please. If you don't like the
because I don't think society should be allowed to be that stupid.
You know what I mean?
Society allows stupidity in it.
It doesn't. And if you don't like the crop joint, then you're I don't want to call names. Talking shit, getting clicks. All right, I've been stalling long enough. I've been Stalingrad. There was something I wanted to say something about last week. Yeah, there was something I wanted to say about last week. Let the children sing after that beautiful drum solo. You need yours. We take Apple Pay. I got your logo tee. Matter of fact, hold on. Love, make a note for me. I'm going to get Ramid's t-shirt custom made in order just for him. I got a great logo just for you. And just in the chat real quick, throw the size of the tee you want. Because I know you didn't have it in regular sizes because you're not regular, Ramid. You know that. You had an X in there. You had a couple X's in there. You just gonna let me know. Was it 3? Was it 3 or you're taking it? Oh, okay. I thought you were going to do the 4 and take it back to Georgia in the early 2000s. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't even do that right. Hold on. I can probably sip some water. 3X, locked in brain. Don't have to explain. I'm going to text you. I'm going to take a picture of it and show you because I'm going to do it. That's the next thing on the list. For you. Am I too loud? How does it sound? Flash was like we were low, so I was like, oh, let me pump up the volume. All right, so let's get into this. Give me back more of my happy rap. Uh, uh. Hitting on my tabs, hitting on my tabs. It's up for grab, it's up for grab. I might have to, I can't freestyle because I'll be cursing. And my mom would be watching me, not watching me. So, you know how that be. She could pop up. Then she just got me out here just doing things that they don't do in the Presbyterian church. They just don't do it in a Presbyterian church. It'd be like he acting Pentecostal. Am I? Well, am I? There he is. Look at that, though. The chat select looks better than ever, I must agree. The chat, it's kind of iffy. Chat select is looking great. What does it mean to be black? We're going to talk about Ukraine attacks, political headlines, Social Security, and if I get into this now, we'll finish. We'll have time so we can rest up for unfortunately, the real Friday, because, I mean, you still got to participate in that tomorrow, but let's do it. All right, so I would like to talk to you about some political headlines, and let's get to it. First and foremost, we talk about Robert F. Kennedy. We talk about RFK Jr. Give him some shouts. All right, so what is going on? I can't concentrate. It's like I'm driving and I'm trying to turn down my street, so I gotta turn the music down. Guys, I'm sorry, my brain. It's my brain. It's my brain. I've been taking vitamins though. Don't worry. We're gonna make it through it. We're gonna make it through. All right, so yeah, RFK, guys. RFK. What happened there? What happened there? Banner. Boom. Pow. So anyway, RFK, he basically sought a meeting with Kamala Harris to discuss a cabinet job. He wanted to be in the administration, but the meeting wasn't granted. And he had previously sought an administrative job with Trump amid discussions of Kennedy backing the former president. So, I mean, basically, RFK came over and was like, yo, Kamala, let's do this. And she was like, get. She told him to get. She told that man to get. Ooh, that's nice. That looks nice right there, guys. I got the call banner up there. I mean, I can bring it down here. Let's put him over here. It's kind of weird because the white. I'm looking at it. It's a little weird. All right. So after that, the GOP is down balloting. The GOP's down ballot, actually. They're worried. They're worried. And actually, when I was putting this together the other day, because they've been talking about this a couple of days politically, they basically said that Trump said he is not sure that the economy is the most important subject in the 2024 election, but he was in North Carolina at the time, and like the topic of my show tonight is talking about Blackness. Well, the topic of his rally was talking about the economy, but he didn't. He started attacking Kamala Harris and talking about her crowd size and talking about how she wasn't black. And that has caused a lot of people that are going to be on the same ballot this election day, all those GOP guys on the Trump ballot, and they want him to change his strategy. You know what I mean? They just want him to change it up. They want him to start discussing policies, and I've heard there's talks that they want to get rid of J.D. Vance and install Nikki Haley. Donald Trump was talking about that earlier, and he talked about Nikki Haley supporting the campaign and everything, but he did not talk about getting rid of J.D. Vance. So that is what's going on.
Listen.
That's what's going on there. Talking shit, getting clicks.
You know what?
Talking shit, getting clicks. Yeah. It's craziness out there in these streets. It is. It is. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on in this world. This is Chris La Civita, and he went on a radio show with Brian Kilmeade here. He kind of got like a podcast radio show. This is one of those Fox News anchors, and they were just basically talking about the RNC, and he was talking about how a lot of people in the GOP were worried about Trump's performance. And this comes just not long ago before I started watching, I'm watching the POE cast, guys. Hold on for a second. Let me get this for you. Let me bring this up for you. He's my friend. He's my buddy. This is how I get to it, because so my one of my friends, his name is Built F Scratch on Facebook, and if I go to his page, they be having the show. Like the show will come up. Don't copyright me. Don't copyright me. Better not copyright me. And boom, so the show comes up.
Yeah.
Showing off the side logo.
Everybody, welcome. It is the podcast. That's right. I said it, guys. Po, not pod, but Po. POE. Providing official payment, providing official education, people on Earth.
Basically.
Everybody from this planet is not from this planet. I am your host, the Crimson Tempest.
Ooh.
You see my intro there? Shout out to Reckless for doing his thing on that.
Check them out before my show comes on 6:30 on Facebook. Nonetheless, you get the Thursday night ladies' night show with Tormenta, and then Reckless is like boom, right on her hip. You know what I mean? He's her pistol. So check that out. Check that out. But basically, yeah, the GOP is telling Trump to grow the F up. They're tired of the ad hominem attacks, talking about crowd size, still talking about just old things such as insurrection and just craziness. And they want him to get on case. They want him to prove his case to the American people. That's what they want. That's what they want. My phone lines are open right now when we're talking about political politics. You can interrupt me. Right here. We're going to talk about Ukraine. Right now, there's like a Russian soldier like this being a little POW right now because Ukraine took it to Russia. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Just a little bit. That's right around the corner. But there you go. GOP. They want him to change his tactics. And then after that, word on the street is Biden is still pissed off at Nancy P. Not just Nancy Pelosi. He's pissed off at Barack Obama. He's pissed off at, what's the dude with the glasses? Is always here with it. Chuck Schumer. There you go. Let the children sing from my memory. He's still peeved at them because Nancy Pelosi was like, Nancy Pelosi's so gangster. She's such a gangster. Oh, where's the picture? There's a picture of Pelosi up in his... Oh, there it is. There's mad pictures, though. Look, Pelosi's right here. Look above my head right here. Look, she got the... You see that? I wasn't going to do this, but damn it. I'm about to do this. Look at her knuckle right there. You see that style? That is the closed crane style. And that actually was derived from Sichuan, China. She was going to hit him with the Szechuan. I can't even do my hands like that. That shit takes training. And she was like, listen, look at his face. Look how he's looking at her. He looks so despondent, guys. So despondent. Because she's about to hit him with the closed crane. She's like, listen, you got to get out of this. I can't even do it. I shouldn't even do it. I don't even want to even throw my hands up like that. That's like throwing up a gang sign and you don't even know which hood you in. So I don't even want to disrespect. But that's what she threw up at. And she's like, Joe, you got to go. Look at her. She whispered it. Joe, you got to go. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And he's still pissed over there. These are your political headlines, guys. These are your political headlines. I got more, though. This is Justice. I sound like Michael Jackson when he's off the Jesus Juice. Jesus Juice! That's what I'm supposed to just...
That's because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
Yo, all right, so this is Justice, I can't even talk. Justice Juan M. Marchand, right? And look, I got the wrong one. All right, and basically, Trump is still trying to have him to recuse himself over the hush money trial. You know, Stormy Daniels.
Groovy.
And Judge Marchand is like, nah, no, not at all. He's not going to recuse himself. I don't know why I did that.
You can win.
That's what he said to Trump. That's basically what he said to Trump. You can't win, right? These are your political headlines. Southern Belle in the house.
Groovy.
Oh no.
What's up, people? Here we are back in the talking shit, getting clear.
You already know. Okay. So that's right. Judge Marchand rejected another request from Trump's lawyers, urging the judge to recuse himself. He said, hell no, I'm not going to go. Trump is like, yo, but your daughter works for Kamala Harris or something like that. And then Judge Marchand was like, it don't matter. I'm not going to recuse myself. And Trump was like, I was talking trash about your whole entire family. And he was like, that should be... But that's a good tactic. If you could just talk trash about a judge and get them like upset, wouldn't they be able to like have to recuse themselves because they're taking it personally? I don't know how these things work. But you could tell me. You could tell me. You could talk to me. You could talk to me. Go ahead, talk to me. Ooh, yeah. Right now I'm stalling because I can't find my cursor. Let the children sing. What does it mean to be black? All right. Do we have more political headlines, or are we done with this? Are we done with these political headlines? I got to give these people some vegetales sometimes. Some vegetales. We possibly could, other than I do have another one, and that is not Ukraine. That's going to be Ukraine. All right. Yeah, so VP hopeful Tim Walz says he wants to smoke with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance and Walz will meet for a debate in New York on October 1st. New York City. They will meet in for a debate in October 1st. So we're going to get to see something because they got 8:15. Like, honestly, they both could probably go to with Big Bear or the Catskills and train for a heavyweight fight with this much time, and both of them, hold on. I've been wanting to use this button, and I'm about to use it.
Bleached blonde, bad build.
Emphasis on
butch body.
Yeah, their bodies. They can get totally ripped in an amount of time from now until October 1st. They could probably both get 8-packs if they really worked on it. But now, if they're working on their debate, then we should be able to see something. We should be able to say something. We should be able to see something important. Wipe me down. Hold on. I got to pat dry. I gotta pat it out. I'm patting. It's hot in here, but I'm doing it for the YOU guys. I'm doing it for YOU.
I like what you're doing,
Do it for
but I
YOU.
don't like what you're doing because you fucking with fire.
I think my chat just stopped. My chats just stopped chatting. Like my stream just totally stopped, and I don't know why. Maybe it'll get going again. Maybe if I pause it and then hit play, it'll come back. It'll come back up. It should come back up. It really should come back up. Because I really like my chat. But let me read through these. Page, can you consider stickers? I dropped them cross country. Yes. Stickers shall be made. And if you're going to drop them cross country, I'll send them to you, Paige. I'll send them to you. I gotta hit my contact. I got a link tree. On my Instagram. And I'll throw my Instagram up soon. But yeah, we did that. Justice Juan, Waltz Vance, October 1st, New York City. Vance said something about there might, I'm going to debate him, but we got to talk about some rules or something, and it'll probably be one of the rules will definitely be you cannot fact check. What do you guys think about that? Actually, hold on, let me make a poll. Kato, what's good? I see you in there. There was a way where I can make chats. I'm making. What am I doing here? I think there's a way. Start our poll. Is it a poll? What is the question I'm going to ask? I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it. I'm live. Anybody help me? I was going a mile a minute, and I just crashed. I just crashed out. I was going to do a poll, and I had a great question. How many people think that? I don't know. I got the poll up, though. If I figure it out, I'll get back to it. We are now going to talk about what I've been wanting to talk about this.
No strategy.
I just been wanting to talk about this.
And the brand.
Let me set it up.
Him. He lives in this world where there's just him.
You know he's talking about me.
Okay.
But I recognize that you guys are also here. I know that you're also here. Let me throw this on in the background. Guys, I don't know. But hold on. This is, all right. So now what I found is a Russia-Ukraine war live. These guys are uploading images of what's going on in the war. And hold on. I think I'm closing into, because they bring it back a couple times. Yeah. No, there might be some overhead. This is some war flicks here. But let me tell you what. A couple weeks ago, it might have been last week, I was questioning. I was like, I was questioning the strength of the Russian military. I mean, we might have been talking about World War III because, we got to talk about World War III on this show. But I was questioning the strength of the Soviets' military because they are having such a hard time by the Ukrainians. They've been taking land. They've been slowly studying. They invaded Ukraine like now it's about to be a couple years ago. But Russia invades Ukraine. Ukraine is hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They're just working on a prayer and a dream. America and other countries from the United Nations and NATO come out to help them. And this is what we got going on. But Russia, I question, how big can they be? They were saying, that Russia really doesn't have it's all a facade and everything. What is that all about? What is it all about, Russia? And we find that, I got stuff for this. First of all, where's my Ukraine stuff? First of all, Ukraine isn't defending anymore. Little old Ukraine is not defending anymore. They are on the attack. They're on the attack. Matter of fact, they have pushed into Kursk. Look at Kursk. Look at this town. Let me first of all. Should I back up? Let me back up. I was doing something earlier today. Let me boom here. I don't want to street view it. But look at this. This is a beautiful place, and it has been invaded. So you can imagine that it doesn't look as beautiful right now because war does something to the buildings and trees and people and cars. But this beautiful town has been invaded by Ukraine. I will show you on the map of where Kursk is. It's in Russia. Duh. It's in Russia. This is it. Let me give you a full. Let's talk about this. Oh, this is so interesting. Look at this. I'm telling you because you need to look at this. Now, if I do this right, because I'm looking at the screen, but I got to put the cursor on the screen. This is Kursk. You see this beautiful city. It kind of looks like a good Call of Duty map. It might be a Call of Duty map in the next go round. But it's in there. It's a beautiful city. They got an English. We're going to zoom out because I'm like, Kursk has to be near Ukraine. And this is where Ukraine is. So, Kursk is over here. This is the Ukrainian-Russian border right here. This is Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine. And actually, I'm sorry, guys. I'm being foolish. The border's here in Sumy. Right? They are next door neighbors. If you're from Cumberland County, imagine Vineland going next to Millville. You go down Main Road, and next thing you know, you run into Sudsa, right here, Sudsa, right? And you get in a fight. So, listen, little old Ukraine has pushed into Kursk. Look how much land is between Sudsa, Sudsa is like right there bordering a city, and that's even a little bit past the border. Sumy probably might have been a staging area. I don't know, maybe up here somewhere. Maybe they could have pushed them. I don't know, but they came into Kursk. Look how close it is. Now look at Ukraine. You see Ukraine? You see Ukraine? This is Ukraine. This is Ukraine. This right here. This is Ukraine right here. This country here, I'm outlining it. This is Russia. You see what I'm talking about now? Look how big Russia is compared to Ukraine. And you see these little borders chopped up here? These aren't natural borders. These are, municipal type, state type, country type borders inside of Russia. This is all Russia. You get a little Belarus here. This is Russia. All of this is Russia until you get down here to Kazakhstan and everything. You get into the Mongolian part, the Genghis Khan part of things, where all these people are, the sons and daughters of Genghis Khan. But look at the size difference. Look at these chopped up. These are little chopped up areas because people actually live here. Now, you could be like, Russia does have have parts that are uninhabited. And yeah, we know that most of the people in the world, wherever you live near a source of water. But even near the borders of these countries, there are a lot of water sources and a lot of, looks like little outlying towns here going into Ukraine against Russia. So it's an amazing that Ukraine has put itself like a little foothold in there. And then you got to ask yourself, hold on, I don't even know. I can't even see my screen. All right, so let's come back. All right, you have to ask yourself, can Ukraine hold that? Can they hold Kursk? What's the reason for them going in there? They've been just trying to defend and keep Russia out of their country, and Russia has actually taken land inside of Ukraine. And actually, this push into Ukraine has made it what they would consider Ukraine basically getting getting a win against Russia, like a small little win. But in all this time that Russia and Ukraine have been fighting, let me check something real quick. Since they've been fighting, and it is 2024, there's been an ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia since 2014. For 10 years. Russia has just been taking plots and plots, little plots of land, taking earth. This one move by Ukraine has equaled, in those 10 years, all the land that Russia has taken. This move into Kursk has evened the scoreboard as far as land is concerned. They've taken more land in a week than Russia has taken in 4 years. We're going to give them the O's for that. They're doing something. Now, obviously, they have support from the United States, from the West. But that just leads me to go into my thing that says, something is wrong with the Russian forces. Something is wrong with Russian forces. Something's wrong with Russian forces. Honestly. Like, Russia remains a significant threat. And you want to know why? Because they have a nuclear arsenal with the power to annihilate millions. That's a lot of lives. That's a lot of devastation. But we do have to question the effectiveness of the Russian military. Hold on, let me put the video back up so you can. You have to question the effectiveness. Where's my little logo 3? I got a nice little screen for you guys. I mean, there's questions. I have to question the effectiveness of the Russian military. Because while there have been rumors, there has been doubts, no one could definitely claim that the Russian military was poorly trained or poorly supplied. Because, you know, Russia hadn't been tested in major war in a minute. They've been rocking off of straight up reputation since the 80s. Now they're engaging in conflict with Ukraine, and here's the reality. It's evident. Their conventional military forces are not up to snuff. They are not formidable as everybody once believed. You know? Ukraine, Western support, and they've managed to hold the defensive line for the past 2 years, and they have stabilized their front lines. But, I mean, they've stabilized their front lines to the point where they are now launching offensive attacks against Russia. Stop it. Stop it. That's better. That's the one. I would think that Russia's military is kind of like a layer cake, like a pyramid layer cake. Like at the top, you have like an elite portion that's on par with anybody's military. Maybe not the SEALs or SAS or anything like that, but they're very good. They're very elite. You could pick their character in Call of Duty. Now, below that layer, from the tippy top where you got great fighters, below that is just a layer. And I'm going to say it's roughly a third, an entire 33.3333% of the Russian military is comparable to the military capabilities of somewhat of a powerful but not cutting edge nation. You know what I mean? Powerful but not cutting edge. It's kind of like maybe, I don't know, like India's army. I don't want to diss any country's army. You know, respect. But I'm thinking like, yeah, like they got a great army, but it's not Great Britain. It's not United States of America. It's not China. But they got something there. Like, you're not just going to take them for granted. Right? And that's a third of their fighting force. So to recap, you got the top fighting force, like a small elite unit of fighters that can fight on par with any country in the world. Like can go to the Kumite and fight. You know, when all the countries like Frank Dukes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kumite, they all went to the Kumite. Like, these fighters are going to be in a Kumite. You see all the fighters. There's the Egyptian and the Turkish fighter and the guy from Great Britain fighting like this with the gentleman boxing stance. And, you know, they can fight in a Kumite. But a third of them, 33%. So maybe we're saying 12% at the top can go to Kumite. 33% no Kumite. And then the rest of them, garbage. They can spark violence. It's a lot of bodies, but they're not well trained. They don't have good equipment. They have old equipment. They're probably using muskets. I kid. Sort of like Black Hawk Down with the, where was that? Was that Somalia? Once again, I don't want to diss anybody's armies or anything like that, you know, out of respect. But this is what Ukraine is doing, guys. Y'all with me? Wake up. Talking shit, getting clicks, Mo 3 times. Right now we're talking about the Ukraine troops busting moves on Russia. They defended, they held their lines, strengthened their lines, and now they're in such a good little spot that, brother, they're making attacks on Russia. They're striking back. I'm pretty sure they're striking supply sites and supply lines, and they're trying to cut the Russian. They're trying to strangle out these Russian troops, and Putin has to be out of his mind. He's got to be livid that Ukraine has done this. What do you guys think? What do you guys think out there? Where's the pop out? Oh, well, maybe a poll. How about a poll? Yes or no? Oh, how about this? There's me typing. All right. There's a poll. Poll is up. If I typed anything wrong, forgive me. But it is, can Ukraine hold and defend the territory that they have taken in Russia? Can they do that? I'm trying to find a part where, like, they got Russian soldiers were laying on their stomachs. They were face down, ass up. Like when Apollo Creed fell in Rocky IV and his butt cheeks wiggled. Like, that's how they were looking down on that ground, giving up, being taken prisoners. You know. Russian military is following Putin's orders, but they don't really want to fight. That's why they've been surrendering so fast during battles. I agree. They don't see the point. Ukraine, that's their cousins, that's their brothers over there they're fighting. It's really kind of a civil type of war. It reminds me of Kuwait and Iraq back in the early 90s. Like that type of war, like, oh, these people were once part of us and then they broke away because they got some oil and they have some resources, and because of that, the Western people are like going to defend them against us, and we're just trying to, it's a little bit more complicated than that. However, it's kind of similar in that way to me. But I think it's a really amazing, like, before Ukraine's been fighting this war, they've just been defending, trying to hold on to everything they got. Really, if anybody did actually cross the border from Ukraine into Russia, it was just small teams doing sabotage type shit. But this is the first time that they have actually taken, like, our squad against your squad, and we're coming to your turf, and they mopped them up. I gotta stop using that one.
Look at me out here dodging raindrops, Mo.
Look at this footage. Oh man, that's definitely a mortar. You see how deep that crater is? That's gotta be a mortar. It's a mortar. That is a mortar. That's mortar. All right, I'm gonna hit, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna remind you guys, it's Talking Shit, getting clicks. It's Thursday night, 313-825-5557. If you wanna do it right now, talk about any of the topics that we have been talking about right now. No. Let the children sing, that's all. And applause. Little horn. 313-825-5557. You call in. You can talk Ukraine. You can talk whatever. Right now is the time to call if you want to bring up a subject or something that I missed or you're just interested in want to talk about. I'll hop on Google and I'll show and we can share this all together. I think that's a good idea. Richard Hatcher, if you would like to call in, you can call in. I see you typing. I've seen you type before with your index finger. He uses an index finger and a thumb to type. So if you would like to just call in, use that index finger, call up. 313-825-5557. Air horn's coming.
I can't control it.
I can't control it.
It's in my family.
It's in my family.
My father said it's on his side. I can't control it. I don't understand.
He's not lying. I'm not lying.
Sad.
Corsi. Look, that's the information coming out, guys. Literature. Yeah. So yeah, that's where Ukraine. It's crazy. The recent strikes, they have been so strategic. I mean, Russia was committing like a lot of reserves to that offensive in Ukraine, and they were stretching their resources thin. Interesting. I think I will talk about, oh man, listen to me. Listen. I gotta think, listen. Yo, remember this back in the day? I'll put myself here. I'll go here. Let me kind of stretching myself out. Pause. But I used to have this background. You remember this background? Do you remember this background? The fish are swimming. Used to listen. Listen to me. We're done talking about that. Let's talk about this death. Look at this lady. If I mess up her name, please stall me out, okay? Her name is Kanakporn Tang Swan. Kanakporn Tang Swan. And she is a doctor, and she died following a visit to Disney Springs. That's right, I said Disney. All right, so back in October of 2023, let me put up a picture. Put up this picture of this lady, man. This is so sad. It's incredibly sad. I don't even know. Let me bring it up. All right, so I'm not going to play this, but I'm just going to talk while this guy talks or whatever, and just let you know what's going on. So it was back in October 2023, and it was Dr. Kanakporn Tang Swan. That's her last name. She's 42. So her, along with her husband and mother-in-law, dined at Raglan Road in Disney Springs. Here is Raglan Road right here. Look, this is the inside of the Resty. Go back to the monitor. This is like the inside of the restaurant. This is the outside right here. I'm clicking on my screen. But here's Raglan Road. Look at that beautiful, nice little shopping type of area it looks like. Look at the food in there. That's amazing that I pulled this picture up. It's amazing that I pulled that picture up. Now, all right, so it was Kanakporn, it was her mother-in-law, it was her husband, and they dined here at this Raglan Road pub in Disney Springs. Now, Tang Swan, Dr. Tang Swan, I want to say, she's 42, and she had severe allergies to dairy and nuts. She informed the waiter about her condition, and the staff assured her that they could prepare her meal without those allergens. That is according to the complaint that was filed later. Now, Tang Swan, she ordered some dishes, including the Sure I'm Frittered, the Scallop Forest, This Shepherd Went Vegan, and onion rings. Concerned about her allergies, she repeatedly asked the waiter to confirm that her food was safe. Now, although some dishes lacked the allergen-free flags, that the waiter reassured her that the waiter did reassure her that everything was allergen-free. This is what the lawsuit claims. Now, after finishing her meal, Tang Swan continued shopping in Disney Springs, but within 45 minutes, while entering Planet Hollywood, she suffered a severe allergic reaction. Now, tragically, despite being rushed at a hospital, she did not survive. So obviously, we expect this lawsuit, right? Now, months later, her husband, Jeffrey Piccolo, filed a lawsuit against Raglan Road and Disney, accusing them of negligence in her death and seeking over $50,000 in damages. But guess what happened? This is where the record gets flipped. All right, so Recently, the court records revealed that Disney attorneys filed a motion in June arguing that Piccolo's claims should be arbitrated, which means taken outside of the court and rather than be actually taken to court. Now, their reasoning was that Piccolo had agreed to arbitration when he signed up for a free Disney Plus trial on his PlayStation back in 2019. Listen to me. 2023, Mr. Piccolo and his wife, Kanaporn Tang Swan, 42, a doctor, they go to Disney Springs, October 2023. Excuse me, not 2023. October in the year 2023. They go and this tragic incident happens. Right? Husband mourns his wife, puts her to rest, gets everything in order, and now he's like, I can focus on suing the shit out of Disney and Raglan Road. And I'm going to accuse them of negligence because we asked over and over, are you sure that these foods were allergen-free? And you assured us, and now my wife is dead. Wow. What was here last week? He's on fantasy football. I'm just seeing this. Right? All right. And then they can't go to court. They have to go to arbitration, which is going to be basically Disney lawyers kind of pulling, for the lack of a better term, gangbanging the Mr. Piccolo's attorneys. Basically, that's what's going to happen. Disney's going to have all of their entire squad on them in arbitration, where they probably would get a better, have a better outcome in an actual court. And the only reason why they're arguing that it should be arbitrated rather than be taken to court is because 4 years earlier, Piccolo had signed up for a free Disney Plus trial on his PlayStation.
Because I don't think society should be allowed to be that stupid, and I don't think society allows stupidity in it.
Bro, he just wanted to watch Loki, right? 2019. He wanted to watch Loki, and he was like, dude, you go past those terms and conditions. Bro, you can't, if you say no to those terms and conditions, you're not watching Loki. You're not watching the Scarlet Witch. You're not watching any of that. No Little Mermaid for you. No Hamilton concert for you if you say no to those terms and services. But now you are a slave to those terms and conditions. And now 4 years later, an incident involving Disney and a restaurant that was on Disney's property are being sued. And because you wanted to watch Endgame on Disney Plus, you're unable to have your day in court. What do you guys think about that? Now, recently, court records revealed that Disney's attorneys filed a motion in June arguing that Piccolo's claims should be arbitrated. They said the reasoning, of course, is that he had the free Disney Plus trial. But they also additionally argued that Piccolo's use of Disney's website to purchase Epcot tickets before his wife's death also bound him to arbitration, because in order to go on Disney's website to go purchase those tickets, you had to sign those, you had to click off and okay on those terms and conditions. Now, Disney's motion points out that Disney Plus subscriber agreement includes a binding arbitration clause, explicitly stating that any dispute, except for small claims, must be resolved through individual binding arbitration. Now, Piccolo's attorneys are pushing back, calling Disney's argument fatally flawed for several reasons. And these are the reasons. They say, first, Disney didn't initially raise arbitration as a defense in their response to the lawsuit. Second, Piccolo's agreement to arbitration through Disney Plus or Epcot tickets shouldn't bind Tang Swan's estate to those same terms. 3, the argument that signing up for Disney Plus waives the right to a jury trial for any future dispute, no matter how unrelated, is incredible, which I agree with horns. Disney Plus arbitration terms should not apply only to issues involving the streaming service and not other Disney entities. I agree with that. Do you agree with that? And Disney's registration, Disney Plus registration, didn't explicitly link to Disney's terms of use where the arbitration clause is found. So the arbitration clauses Disney relies on are unconscionable and thus invalid. A hearing on Disney's motion is scheduled for October 2. And October 2 must sound familiar in mind because J.D. Vance and Tim Walz are debating in New York City on October 1st. So this is going to take place in Orlando County Court. And in response to inquiries about the ongoing litigation, Disney representatives did make a comment. And they said, "We are deeply saddened by the family's loss and understand their grief. However, since this restaurant is neither owned nor operated by Disney, we are merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney's attempt to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant." I'm going to the chat on this. All right, so anybody that have been listening to what's going on with Disney and Miss Sang Swan, please let me know what you think about that. You can't sue your wife. You and your wife go out to eat. Enjoy yourselves. You know, you alert the waitress that, hey, we got allergens and stuff like here. I'm sure you have to have allergen-free food in order to place your business on Disney grounds, because it seems to me like the restaurant was leasing. We're leasing on Disney property. So Disney, of course, is trying to, get away from them and say that, hey, that's them, it's not on us. But I believe there has to be some type of paperwork or documentation that restaurant had to be of a certain quality and to a standard that we know that Disney does have a high standard, that they would have to adhere to such a high standard in order to operate that business on Disney property. So, kill me with this. But ultimately, I wish the husband of Kanakborn, Su Song Tang Swan, I wish him all the luck in the world in his endeavors to take it to Disney. I do. That's right. Don't you ever go away. Talking Shit, Getting Clicks original podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the We episodes and our show tonight. What does it mean to be black? Now, we've talked about the Ukraine attacks. We talked our political our headlines. And right now we're going to go into Social Security being hacked. Oh my God. This is kind of interesting too. I think this was yesterday or the day before it came out that Social Security cards, 2.9 billion Social Security numbers and addresses. I got to sip on that. Were stolen in the National Public Data Hack. Now, what is National Public Data? They are essentially they do backgrounds. They check backgrounds. That's what they do. National Public Data. And they lost 2.9 billion social security numbers. How many people are in the United States of America? We have the United States, as of 2022, has a population of 333.3 million. So that's my first question. I didn't think that a United States of America had 2.9 billion people. So, I mean, I'm ignorant of this. Do people in the UK have Social Security? They have your national insurance number, your NI, is the UK version of a Social Security number. So if we got 333 million people in the United States, how can 2.9 billion Social Security numbers be taken? How could this be taken? Hold on. How many security numbers were leaked? I gotta backseat this information again. They are saying it, 2.9 billion individuals. And there was an asking price for a purchase price of $3.5 million. Now, this hack was actually performed by the U.S. DOD. When I think of DOD, I think of Department of Defense. But check this out. Let me read this to you. Amazing. This is amazing. It's amazing. All right. So, the hack happened, and there was 2.9 billion people had their data, including their full names, their current and past addresses, and their social security numbers stolen in the breach, which just reeks of an epidemic of identity theft, even though we are having a silent epidemic of identity theft now in the United States and across the world. This is going to be the COVID, monkeypox, mpox, COVID, I already probably said COVID, Spanish flu, it's all of them combined. I mean, the alleged massive breach of the background check company, whose data is used by consumer public record sites, private investigators, human resources, and staffing agencies, occurred prior to April 2024. They always tell you afterwards. They never tell you like it just happened now. They always scrape through. So they've probably been, if it was April 2024, they've probably been investigating this for the last 4 months and coming out because now they have a little information on what happened. Now, National Public Data obtained the information by scraping non-public sources without consent. Now, here's some steps to protect your Social Security number. If you are concerned your personal data was leaked, because it probably was, 2.9 billion numbers, 333.3 million Americans. If you're concerned your personal data was leaked in the massive data hack, there's some best identity theft protection services, and then there's 4 ways you could lose your Social Security benefits. So you would want to check up on there. So, according to the proposed class action, the criminal group named as US DOD breached national data network sometimes prior to April. They stole the records of nearly 3 billion people, and then the group put the information on a dark web for sale. And then it says the action stolen information includes full names, current and past addresses for at least the last 3 decades, which makes sense why it's that many. And then Social Security numbers and information about parents, siblings, and other relatives, including aunts, uncles, cousins, and those who are dead. If they have that much information, they could probably be selling at blocks of maybe 100 people that you could get for, something as low as like $5. Can you imagine that? And then you just can steal the identity of, out of 100, you're probably going to have some duds that you can't, some people that aren't alive, close out accounts. Maybe let's say that 70 of those 100 numbers that you can ruin 70 lives for probably $5 on the dark web. It's not going to be $5 American. It's going to be in like a little Bitcoin, a small percentage of Bitcoin you play because it's a dark web. Anyway, if you think that your Social Security number was stolen, which it probably is, you're going to want to go to identitytheft.gov. Once again, you're going to go to identitytheft.gov. Where's the chat? Because I love you guys. And I don't want the people stealing their money. I don't want that. So you go there. I think that link is clickable. If you click that link, it's going to take you to identitytheft.gov. Don't do it now. Do it later. But they also have a phone number that you can call, and that phone number is 877-438-4337. Once again, 877-438-4337. 877-438-4337. You're going to also want to contact the Internal Revenue Service, aka the IRS. They have an identity theft central there. You know I'm copying these links just for the while, you guys. That should be clickable. It might not be clickable. All right, those might be. But I'm throwing those out there. And then you want to file an online complaint with the Internet Crime Complaint Center. This center monitors cybercrime complaints to combat internet crime. It's also advisable to check your credit report every so often to quash any fishy behavior as it happens. So you're also going to want to visit the annualcreditreport.com site to receive your free credit report. All right. You'll also maybe want to contact the Social Security Administration if you think your Social Security number has been compromised, and the administration can help review the statements. So what's going to come of all of this? What's going to come of all of this? Because I just told you that you're going to have to go through all these loops and swoops to get something, to get your identity back. That's insane. At least you should be compensated. Listen, me having to go through all, if my stuff was compromised, I have ADHD. Me going to 4 websites or having to call somebody and actually talk to somebody over the phone about my Social Security number or credit, or having to dial 1, it is extremely painful for me. I know it's extremely painful for like the average regular person who doesn't have ADHD. But for me, it's like the bamboo under the fingernails or the water dripping. It is torture. It's torture for me to stand in line or wait for that, you know, when you're waiting, even when you're doing the online chat and you got to wait for the chat, it's going to join the chat. That, it's from people like me, like hated it.
Look at me out here dodging rain.
You know what I mean?
There's no strategy. There is no thought. And the brand...
So, we should get some compensation. $2.9 billion, you already know. And like I said before, there's truly no security with this internet thing. If they want to get you, they can get you. You can slow them down, but time and money, they can get you. And they will get you if they want you. We are like gazelles on the Serengeti, and they so happened, this group, US DOD, happened to be an elephant or a lion for their meal, and they got it. They effing got it. But I found out something. Like, the people were in the chats talking about these guys, and they were breaking it down. They were like, listen, masking US DOD, they started out as another group, and they emerged from the shadows of the cyber realm. US DOD first caught attention by exposing data of 80,000 InfoGuard members, revealing significant security lapses within that organization. They had a subsequent link involving 3,200 Airbus vendors. You know, Airbus, the airline. Anyway, they solidified their reputation in the cybersecurity world. And US DOD isn't a group. It's one person, and it is suspected that it is a man in his mid to late 30s with roots in South America. South America. So it's a young man in his mid 30s with roots in South America that is... No one likes us, we don't care. Now, previously known, they know. This is Sock Radar. This is a very good website. I'm not going to even share it with you right now. I'm gatekeeping. I'm gatekeeping. No, honestly, I will throw this out here for you guys, but I use it in good health. That's all I'm going to say. Copy and paste. That's a link, a clickable link. Anyway, it says that previously known as NetSec, that was his name before, like kind of hackers, Zero Cool, Crash Override. Remember? I love that movie. Anyway, U.S. DOD gained notoriety with his raid against the U.S. campaign, which he was targeting the U.S. Army and defense contractors. Now, in February of 2022, a report highlighted his breaches of multiple U.S. defense databases, painting him as a pro-Russian threat actor. However, U.S. DOD refutes this label, clarifying that his collaborations with Russians were based on personal or business collections. He was about that ching, ching, ching.
You're literally acting like an op.
True. But still, That's what he said. It was all about the money. Anyway, one such collaboration involved an AI project named Tulip aimed at collecting military data. This article goes on to say that he transitioned to US DOD, and the moniker occurred on the breached.vc in December 2022, where he posted data from InfraGard, a partnership between the FBI and private sector firms using social engineering. He impersonated a CEO and successfully gained membership, exposing a significant security lapse within InfraGard. Now, man, I'm going to just bring it up for you because social engineering is a technique that hackers use, and they can use social engineering without actually using a computer. So basically, social engineers, they manipulate human feelings such as curiosity or fear to carry out schemes and draw victims into their traps. Therefore, be wary whenever you feel alarmed by an email, attracted to an offer displayed on a website, or when you come across stray digital media lying about. And that's why I said that, all right, yes, they can send you an email to click on. They can send you the text. If you get those UPS texts and you haven't ordered anything from UPS, or you haven't signed up for UPS, because most people haven't, I have, so I get them, and I get legit ones, and I still don't bother them because it's such a, it's just so much trash that comes in the form of a UPS text message that I don't bother with it. But that's part of social engineering. So just stay away from it. If you think it looks funny, if the website is spelled funny, if it looks kind of official, but there's misspelled words, and if you look at the link and the link doesn't look right, leave it alone. What they used to do is they would put stuff on thumb drives and then drop a thumb drive on the ground. Somebody picks up a thumb drive, like, oh shit, look, I got a 64 gig thumb drive. I'm gonna go format this and then, save my music or videos or whatever I feel like saving to it. And they don't know. As soon as they put that thing into their computer, hacked it.
First of all, I like what you're doing, but I don't like what you're doing because you're fucking with fire. You're fucking with real.
So be careful out there. There should possibly be a, what do they call those, class action lawsuits going up against this company, because somebody's got to be on guard with our precious data. Identity theft is a pain in the ass. It is, believe me. I've been a victim of it once or thrice. And really no fault of my own. I wasn't even picking up any thumb drives or anything like that, or opening up links. But they can get you. Disney death, Social Security. Yo, did you guys see Hannibal Buress? He got arrested. Look at this. This was from Baller Alert. I was looking at this recently on Instagram, and check this out. Come on, buddy. Unmute. Why can't I unmute this? Oh.
Hey,
let me run this back. Go here. How about here? Still.
this camera on. Get out of here before you... Hey, what's up,
Get out of
YouTube?
All right, put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Are you resisting them?
What's the charge?
Put your hands behind your back.
What's the charge?
I'll let you know once you put your hands behind your back. Are you
What's
gonna,
the charge?
You gonna resist now?
What's the charge?
Put your hands behind your back.
What am I on arrest for? What's the charge? What's the charge, officer?
I'll let you know once. Turn around.
Hey, what's happening?
Mans.
Hey, what's happening?
Fucking
Hey, I'm
man.
under arrest right now for calling him a bitch ass nigga. I think so. He's assaulting.
What's the charge, officer?
What's the charge, officer?
Oh, you'll find out in a little bit.
Can't be getting off Hannibal like that.
Come on.
We're getting it on camera.
Have a seat.
Film it.
Have a seat.
Film him.
Guys, get out of here. Hey, guys.
Film it. No. He can be filmed.
I'm already filming. There's no need for him to film.
No. He can be filmed.
All right.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Hannibal Buress. This cop stupid as fuck. Hey, put this camera on.
Get out of here before you...
Hey, what's up,
Get out of here.
YouTube?
Yeah, the fact that he's doing a shout out to the police body cam drunk in Miami is amazing.
First of all,
let the children sing. All right, so this is what's going on. Hannibal Buress is in Miami. He's drunk. It happens. His phone's dead. there's a police officer, and he goes up to the police officer, you know, protect and serve and everything. Hey, police officer. Excuse me. Hey, police officer, can you please do me a favor and call me an Uber? My phone's dead. The officer just like blows him off, like whatever. Now, Hannibal's like figuring out what to do, and as he's figuring out what to do, some girls are walking out the club, because he's right next, he's near a club. I guess he just came out the club. Some girls are walking out the club, and the officer is chatting up the girls, and then Hannibal's like, yo, you could talk to the ladies, but you can't call me an Uber. And then from there, we see the body camera footage kick in. He calls him, you know, I think a band, something like that, whatever. He kind of like curses him out, chastises the police officer, and the police officer tells him to put his hands behind his back, at which point he's like, yo, like, what are you talking about? And the police officer's like, are you resisting? I thought you had to say, like, you're under arrest or something to arrest somebody, not just put your hands behind your back. I don't know. Maybe that's like a technicality or anything. Obviously, he's getting to the point of, yo, I'm going to arrest you. That's why I'm going to put your hands behind your back so I'm going to handcuff you. But then it goes on.
This, right? Yeah. This is legal. Correct? We out here. Oh my God. I don't know. Wait,
what's the charge, officer?
Get out of here.
No, they don't have to get out of here.
Yeah,
they don't have to get out of here.
If you want to record from over there.
No, step back a little bit.
Are we stepping back?
What's the charge, dude?
Record from over there.
What's the charge?
Record from over there.
What's the charge?
What's the charge? Record from over there.
No, what's the charge?
Charge, my man.
What's the charge, sir?
You'll find out. I'm gonna put it in writing.
Find out. Say it right now.
I'll put it in writing for you.
Stay here, dog.
No, I'm here, man. I'm here for you.
That was goofy as fuck.
Okay,
you know you goofy as fuck, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
You know you goofy as fuck, right? Y'all know y'all goofy as fuck, right? You know you goofy.
Yeah. Sit down.
You know
y'all
you're
know
goofy.
Y'all like,
hold on. Are you gonna sit down? Come here.
Like what's? Oh, what? Am I?
Yeah, bro. Okay, it is.
That's Hannibal, yeah.
No, you're making it harder than it's over. I'm chilling.
You said I can film this, right? Yeah. This is legal. Correct?
He just salty that I roasted.
Hannibal Buress.
Now, when he says that's Hannibal Buress, he says you're just salty arrested him. The cop actually agrees with him. Let you sing. The cops kind of the judge has the Hannibal's back in this. So basically, the federal appeals court has upheld the decision that denies qualified immunity to that police officer who was accused of wrongfully arresting comedian Hannibal Buress. Remember qualified immunity? I can police as I want, and I won't get no charge because I need to be confident in my policing to do my job. I need to have a license to kill to do my job, basically. One more time. So this was during Art Basel of 2017. Now, this ruling allows Buress to continue his lawsuit against the city of Miami during his arrest in Art Basel in 2017 because the incident in question occurred on a December night, 2017, and it was in Miami's Windward Art District, and Buress was enjoying a night out in Miami. Now, Officer Vern, that's the officer's name, who was on duty and in uniform, he asked him to call him an Uber because his phone had died. When the officer declined, Buress noticed Vern engaging with young women outside a club and joked, "You're over there kissing women," he probably said bitches, "but can't call me an Uber." Things escalated quickly. Buress continued to taunt the officer, as you can see in the video, calling him stupid as into his body-worn camera, excuse my language. Vern responded by arresting the comedian on charges, you saw it, of disorderly intoxication, which were later dropped. That's important because Buress claims the arrest was an act of retaliation, citing that Vern was just salty that he roasted his ass. Those are quotes. Now, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit sided with Buress. They're ruling that his allegations would lead a reasonable jury to conclude that Officer Vern was indeed salty. I guess the legal definition and terminology would be out of malice and without probable cause, but where I'm from, that's called salty. Now, the court's opinion specifically noted that Vern's agreement with Buress's statement about being salty, which he's like, yeah, over that rose could bolster the comedian's claims. So it's looking good for Hannibal on this. He roasted a police officer on his own body cam might be 1 in 10 of black men to do that already. Black History Month, Hannibal Buress. You remember Hannibal Buress became kind of famous because he outed Bill Cosby's, you know, pill dropping, pill popping. That's what happened there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to hit this little drum machine, and we are going to get into it. We are going to get into it. I'm going to play some techno. You know it? I'm going to throw this up here. Remind you that this is Thursday night. We do have a call-in line, 313-825-5557. If you liked anything you heard, if you got an opinion, a little outburst that you want to give, call in and let me know. Right now would probably be the best time for you to do it, because it's not the me episodes. You already know. It's the we episodes. Let's go! Talking shit, getting clicks, and right now we are going to talk about the main discussion tonight. What does it mean to be black? We talked about the Ukraine attacks, the political headlines, the Social Security being hacked. That shit rhymes with Mo 3 times. I got bars, and I didn't even realize it. I got bars. But still, what does it mean to be black, guys? What does it mean? What does it mean? I'm getting into it right now, love. Let me rock. Let me rock out. You know what happened? The Disney thing got me, the Russia thing got me, the Social Security got me, but we're here now. This is where we are right now. Boom. What is blackness? It's an all-welcome discussion. Anybody can call in to discuss. Please go into the chat. What's your perspective on blackness? I'm interested in hearing people who are black. I'm interested in hearing people who wouldn't consider themselves black. If you guys are tuned in right now, I'm gonna wipe myself down. Oh, the refreshing techno. Oh. Woo. What does it mean? What does it mean to be black? Donald Trump, I love how he says they're black. The black people. They're black. What does it mean? What does it mean to be black? Blackity black, black. What does it mean? Baby, what does it mean to be black? What does it mean? I know. All right. So, what does it mean to be black? What does it mean to be black? What does it mean? What does it mean to be black? I mean, that's the question. What does it mean to be black? You know, I think I'm going to touch on a deeply complex and multifaceted identity that encompasses culture, history, and a personal experience. I think being black can mean different things to different people, but there are some common themes that many black individuals may relate to, such as work for me, cultural heritage, and pride. Like, being black often involves a deep connection to a rich and diverse history. Let me set this up. Get this one. This one right here. Little background. You know, I think it includes the struggles and the triumphs of ancestors who fought against slavery, segregation, and systemic racism. Now, being black could also relate as a cultural expression. Like black identity is often expressed through unique cultural practices, including music and art, dance, fashion, language, food, genres like jazz, blues, rock, hip hop, Afro beats. I think they all have roots in black culture and have had a global impact. And then you have to talk about the shared experiences and the solidarity, the community. There's often a strong sense of community and solidarity among black people, forged through shared experience of both celebration and adversity. And the sense of this unity is sometimes referred to as black unity or black solidarity. And then, there's a resilience. Pardon me. Like the black experience in many parts of the world, especially in the U.S., includes resilience in the face of racism, in the face of discrimination or inequality. And I think that resilience is a key part of the black identity. Now, there's also, when we talk about the black identity, we can talk about identity and representation. And when we talk about that, we're talking about, of course, I got to say that being black isn't a monolith. I think it encompasses like a huge range of identities. I think it includes African, African-American, Black, Afro, Latinx, Afro-Caribbean, and more. Like each of these identities brings its own unique cultural influences and experiences. And that brings us to representation, which is huge for many because being black also involves the importance of representation in the media and in politics and other spaces where black voices have historically been marginalized and or silenced. Now, there's struggles for equality and justice. We have civil rights. We had a struggle for civil rights. We have the struggle for social justice, and it's central to black identity, whether you take it positively or negatively, especially when we're talking about this in the context of the United States and the ongoing fight against police brutality, racial profiling, and other forms of systemic oppression. I think that's a significant aspect of what it means to be black. And then we can talk empowerment. I mean, alongside the struggle is continuous efforts to empower and to uplift the black communities, whether through education or economic opportunities or cultural initiatives. So you would think that all of these things would tie in a personal identity and you would get yourself a self-definition or a self-expression of being black. I mean, I think it's also how individuals choose to define and express themselves. Like for some, it's about embracing your natural hair. It might be about embracing your dark skin or reclaiming cultural roots. And for others, it might be how they navigate spaces, and how they navigate spaces in places where they might be the minority. And then we can talk about intersectionality, and that's basically the black identity and how often it experienced alongside the aspects of identity, such as I'm going to get new wavy on you. I would say gender, your sexuality, religion, your class. And these intersecting identities can shape the experience of being black. So I would say, in essence, being black it's powerful. I think it's dynamic. That identity, that it's shaped by history, culture, personal experience, and the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. I think it's about embracing a heritage that's both rich in culture and resilience, while also navigating the challenges and the joys that come with it. Let's listen. So there's an article in the pre-research that talks about race being central to the identity for Black Americans. Wrong banner. How about this one? That was the Hannibal banner. I don't even know where the banner is. I don't know. I'll put it back out here. All And there was an article actually published in April 14th of 2022 that says race is central to identity for Black Americans and affects how they connect with each other. And it just says no matter where you're from, who you are, their economic circumstances or educational background, significant majorities of Black Americans say being Black is extremely or very important to how they think about themselves, with about 3/4, 70%, in fact, overall saying this. Now, if you look at this graph, in our Blackity Black Blackness, it will show you that here, this little dark tan spot is people saying that it's a little important. Here, 5% say that it's not important at all. 54% people say it's extremely important. And this question is most Black adults saying being Black is very important to them. And then 22 say it's very important, 22%. And then 14% say that it's somewhat apparent. Now, a majority of non-Hispanic Black Americans, 78% saying being Black is very or extremely important. But among other Black Americans, roughly 6 in 10 multiracial, 57%, and Hispanic, 58%, say that it's important. Which I thought that was very interesting. Black Americans also differ in key ways in their views about the importance of being Black to personal identity. So while majorities of all age groups of Black people say being Black shapes how they think about themselves, younger Black Americans are less likely to say this. Black adults ages 50 and older are more likely than Black adults ages 18 to 29 to say that being Black is very or extremely important to how they think about themselves. So that being Black is, so specifically 76% of Black adults ages 30 to 49, 76% of those, 80% of those 50 to 64, and then 83% of those 65 and older hold this view, while only 63% of those under 30 do. So we're seeing that the younger generation has a different attitude on Black society and how society treats Black people. Make it bigger. That's what she said. Ha ha ha.
Because I don't think society should be allowed to be that.
I know. Oh, yeah. I can't. She says make it bigger. I make it bigger. Yep, most Black adults saying being Black is very important to how they see themselves. Anybody wants to discuss the Blackity Black Blackness, let's do it. Call in now, 313-825-5557. My phone lines are open and they are on. You didn't even hear me do it because usually on the show I put it in, I link up on it. You have to hear me do that. But I didn't do that because I've already done that for you right now. Already.
That shit, yo, bro, think about what you just discovered.
Yeah. So in the United States, the racial or ethnic classification, Black refers to people who have any known African ancestry, regardless of skin color, including albinos. And this definition is a reflection of the country's history with slavery, Jim Crow, and in the South, it was known as the one-drop rule. The reason why I'm having this conversation about Blackness is because over the last weeks, what really inspired this conversation is the fact that a lot of people within the Black community started to question Kamala Harris's lineage and her Blackness once Donald Trump, especially after Donald Trump went to the National Black Journalists Association and decided to question Kamala Harris on her Blackness, saying that she was Indian, and then, now she's running for vice president, and all of a sudden now she's Black. A lot of Black content creators ran with that, and that's really inspired the question of me saying that, what is Black? How are we Black? How are you not Black? What makes you Black? I got a call on the line. Talking shit, getting clicks. Hey, caller, we're talking about Blackness. What's going on?
Hey, could you put that pie back up on there?
You want the
percentage I was looking at?
Boom, here's the pie. Most Black adults say being Black is very important to how they see. Extremely important, 54%. Very important, 22%, which means that they find it important 76% of the time, if my math is right.
Yeah.
So around 90% say that's important. Well, 93.
Okay. I'm not really interested in the percentage because when you look at the pie, to the light, then you can pass to be acceptance of not being black and you have a choice of being Caucasian.
Hold on.
Sorry
Let me
about
explain.
that.
I think I got what you're saying here. Now, if guys, everybody that is looking at this pie chart, imagine these are the colors here. You got a dark green, which I'm saying that flashback is saying represents the dark skins. Then you get the very important for the people who are medium tone. Somewhat important for the grays, is kind of, and then but the light skin piece of the pie over here says it's not important at all because I'm passing. Is that what you're trying to say here?
Exactly. And if anybody, when you talk about the age, when you talk about the age, anyone of black Americans that lived through slavery, that came to the generation of our generation of our ancestors come out of slavery and to the Jim Crow era, this is what they did to separate blacks and to also cause us to have a division between each other. And that's the same game that Trump playing when he's talking about Kamala Harris being Indian and being black.
That's
because the sad part that I say when it comes to being black, the average person, when they look at blacks, especially in America, is considered negative. It's considered ignorant, as he called Kamala Harris dumb, even after all the degrees and all the experience that she had, even though she's the vice president of the United States. Since you mentioned this is why we're having this discussion. And the sad part and the truth of it is black is not about a color or complexion when it comes to black people. Because if you look at it, the sad part is when you reach that light shaded line of that pie, most Indians are immigrants that comes to America of the history that they was taught about black people because of their complexion and their hair. It's true. Most Indians that comes into America know how America is towards black people will put that they are Caucasian and not black.
I hear you. Now, let me climb on your back on that one real quick, because you did bring up Kamala Harris, and obviously I intimated that this whole question of what does it mean to be black was inspired by content creators Donald Trump saying that Kamala Harris wasn't black. So then I would just, to carry on to your statement when you're talking about her parents and her mother's Indian lineage, we'd also have to say, because you said it wasn't just skin color, I think it's also psychological as well. Scratch Razel Dozio.
Exactly.
But what I would say is that when she came over here, she came over with her husband who is black, and they moved to a place in California to a black neighborhood. Whether they wanted to or not, just at the time they moved to America, they stuffed black people in the black neighborhoods, and they were also revolutionaries. So that tells me that when they came over to America in like the early 60s, fighting for civil rights, and I'm going to say that most likely that hunger to fight for civil rights rolled over into the black revolutionary movements of the late 60s, early 70s, and that is her parents, both mother and father, doing this when we're discussing black. So I just wanted to add that because, you brought up the Indian part, and she's half Indian.
And here's another example. Again, the purpose of being black, and especially when you're a black man in America, then you can look at the same situations and the circumstances. Sadly to say, again, when it comes to the black man in America, what the Caucasian race was not recognized, even though they said it themselves. That's why we go back to the color chart. Or when we was coming up, it was the paper bag test. As long as you was lighter than the paper bag test, you was separated, and you can be accepted by white society.
As you know,
and when you look at when you look at right now from Obama, the president, first black president of the United States, first black vice president of the United States, the fact is, it's just what you said. What they would consider 100 black, just like Trump tried to divide her, when it comes to that side and that choice. When it comes to us for slavery, from the time they was raping our ancestors, grandparents, and all those times, as we look at today, when it comes to black people in the society of America, we're all mixed. I had to share for the fact that I had the experience of living in Puerto Rico for 3 years. And the funniest thing, even in Puerto Rico, the darker skinned blacks and the lighter skinned blacks, because of America and the thing that they have brainwashed and psychologically used throughout the world coming out of Africa, they always gave down the thought in their mind is, as long as I'm not black, I can be better. As long as I'm not black, I can be accepted. So in India and all the Spanish countries, look,
no, not Spanish country. You would say, I would think it would be like the black the Spanish speaking black people.
Right.
Right.
But why you said the Spanish people, black people?
Spanish people, the black people that speak Spanish, that their primary language is Spanish.
Conversation, we separate them.
Right, but I mean, I think like you could say that they separate themselves from us, but I've experienced, especially online, where black people will separate themselves from our Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters. But hold on, let me flip up for 1 second while because we're talking about a little bit of the division and the dividing within the black community and what means to be blackness.
When you say what it means to be black, right. It means to be divided.
Oh, hold on. Say that one more time for the people.
That's my point.
Say it one more time. You're saying that
I said when it comes to being black, what it means to be black is it means to be divided. The purpose is the division. Out of most races, especially in America, like you said, you can go to all other countries. If you go to Italy, they're Italians. If you go to France, they're French. You see what I'm saying? You go to England, they're English. You go to Spain, they're Spanish. So we can be accepted more in those countries because they know who they are, and we're still separated. So when it comes to America, it's a whole different language because we've been divided by complexion, not by race.
I mean,
by complexion.
I think there's more than just I don't think that we're solely divided by complexion. I think, like you said, we are divided by language. We are divided by what I wanted to bring up now and talk to you about is age. And I got it up here right now. It says black adults age 50 and older are more likely than black adults 18 to 29 to say that being black is very extremely important. And I'm wondering if you have any opinions on what the disconnect between these older black adults at age 50
I just answered that. I just answered that, but you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I said my generation compared to this new generation is the fact that we actually lived in the time when blackness was divided by complexion.
Okay.
Because when it comes to the black man in America in slavery, that's what it was. When the slave master had to right to have sex and rape out women, and we had their babies that makes children, which they denied. Because when you look at it, like you say, you go back in the tree, as they said, and you shake it. In America, that's why that one drop of blood, you're going to find that one drop of blood that they could shake out the tree and see in complexion, hey, he's dark.
I think that's a really good point you make, because actually because of Donald Trump and you know, Black Twitter and some people on Black Twitter you know, bringing up Kamala Harris's lineage, I think it brings everybody into the fold on this conversation. I mean, you could see major news networks, like conservative news networks, going into Kamala Harris's family tree and saying that, hey, look, her great grandfather owned slaves, and people are looking at him like, no, you idiot. They owned Kamala Harris's you know, forefathers and stuff like that. He wasn't he was a part of the family, but he was a kind of violent part of the family. All right, so you're saying that there was a division of by complexion in the older black group. What's the division for these younger? For these, what would you think that the division would be?
The division from this younger black group.
18 to 29.
This is what white America is afraid of when they say we lose in our country. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because the young generation, even in my family, I'm a perfect example of King Dream. When King said, when he had the dream, you remember when we was going through Jim Crow and the separation even from black and white. You got to remember, even the law was saying that you couldn't marry, you couldn't integrate, we couldn't go to school together, we couldn't play. They brought all those same things that came out of slavery because of the fear that they knew one day, even banning books on history is mostly our books that's being banned, not just sexuality, because they don't want the truth to come out about black America and white America.
And what's that?
Now, I'm living in a generation, to answer your question about the young generation, is the young generation after we fought through civil rights and fought through Jim Crow, this is what they're trying to bring back, because we are now living in a society in America that just what King said. Your little black boy is going to be walking hands with your little white girls, and your little white girls going to be, little black girls going to be walking hand with little white boys.
Yeah.
So
and we
live in the time now that this generation,
so
our black children, let me finish, Steve. Our black children is not living in the time that we was living in, even in my time in America and on this planet, that made a change. So just what you're saying about language. So what's the next thing they do? After the complexions, and they see that even lighter complexions are being accepted more of being black than accepting the white side of their genes and heritage, is that the main thing that they look at now is that Well, it's the language barrier. And this is what I had and the opportunity to live in Puerto Rico for 3 years. That's why I said my biggest laugh is even with the Spanish. They tell you that they're Spanish. And when they say they're Spanish, they go by their language. They don't go by the race or the heritage or who they are. That's why the more proud Puerto Rican would say he's Puerto Rican, and he know when he say Puerto Rican, he recognizes that he is mixed. And he tells you, I'm African, Spanish, and Indian. And I laughed at them because when it comes to language, I said, well, you're no different from me. I said, I'm English, Black, and Indian. So those bloods that was mostly mixed in us as we they came into America first when the Indians was here. This is where we get our race. This is where we get our colors. This is where we have acceptance. And even to the day, 90%, if you're not rich and wealthy, when we can see celebrities or athletes getting integrated and marry whites, then you got the other class. You got the class of rich and poor.
All right. So then you're saying that we're dividing blackness around classes as well?
That I agree with you that they mix to, like I said, being black. That's why I say being black means to be divided.
Oh, wow. Damn, Pops, you brought us back around. He brought us back around. You get one of these. Hang out with me right now, because, that was the original question. Like, he took his time, but he made his revolution around that.
That's why you ain't got no blacks calling and telling you why they black. Except me.
I mean, like, what the
integrated family?
I mean, I'm just asking the question of what is blackness? Like, what is blackness to you? Like, what do you think is blackness? But hold on there. Stay on here. Let's go into part 2 of this, because I think the question of who could consider themselves to be black, I think obviously, as we've been talking about, it's like nuance, and I think it can vary depending on your cultural, your social, and like we were talking about, your geographical context. However, generally speaking, I think people who identify as black often share some certain characteristics, such as African heritage, an African-American identity, like as in the United States, African-Americans whose ancestors were brought to the Americas through transatlantic slave trade typically identify as black, and this identity is closely tied to history of slavery, to segregation, and the civil rights movement. But then we have to talk about the Afro-diasporic identity. Our Afro-descendants, people from other regions with significant African descendant populations, such as Brazil, Colombia, and parts of Europe. Because really, when those first slave ships docked, they were docking in Brazil. Brazil had slavery probably 200 years before it even came to America. So when you include that and Colombia and then other parts of Europe, such as United Kingdom, France, I mean, often identity as black or Afro-descendant. And like we're talking about those French. I believe like Tony Parker, the point guard for San Antonio when they were winning those championships, he was from France. I think he would have considered himself black with his accent and all. Like, he considers himself black. And I think he, obviously his own, they have their own culture over there and there, but you can also see that combination. Caribbeans.
And I agree with you 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But here's my point. What I just said a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Olympics, look at the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah.
Just what you said. You got black French, but they black French because what you said, that now the division is language. They only black Frenchmen because they speak French.
I mean,
they only black Germans because they speak German.
But I don't necessarily think that makes a division. I don't think that's a division. I think some people might say that, hey, they're not black, they're not black.
That I just answered. I already answered that, though.
I don't, but yeah, I'm saying something different. I'm saying something different. Like, anyway.
Yeah, but I'll bring with. But the point that's being accepted when you went back to the example of what Trump did with Kamala Harris being Indian and being black. Okay, so when you say Kamala Harris is being black, did you say she's African? Did you say she's Cuban? Did you say she's Brazilian? You see what I'm saying? So the whole thing and the truth of the point of what you said earlier, the white man already recognized and said it. He said it. We didn't say it as people. He said one drop of black blood. So you got to ask, what is black blood? Not what is being black, but what is black blood? What's that one drop mean?
That's another question, right? Yeah, but that's a great question. I mean, we're still asking the question of what it means to be black, but I think we can include that, the one drop rule in there. I definitely think we can include the one drop rule in there.
But
we're not going to.
But here's the trick on you, Mo 3. Here's the trick on you, Mo 3.
What 3 times?
When you brought up the pie, you brought up the percentage that you had already divided what it means to be black. You didn't talk about the significance of.
No, I didn't. Well, that's actually what we're talking about now. You know what this chart. But you know what this chart is saying, though.
Put that pie up there. It's a white man.
Here we go. Do you understand what this pie chart is for? Like the pie chart was basically talking about black adults include those who say their race is black alone and non-Hispanic, black and at least one other race, non-Hispanic or black and Hispanic. No answers, responses not shown. That was the question. Like, race is central to identity for black Americans and how they connect with each other. And how important is that? This is black adults. It's not saying that, this is from 18 to on up. This is what they're saying. And then when we take these numbers and we hash them down, and then it seems like a lot of it is being broken down by age. And one thing I wanted to say, I got you. One thing I wanted to say is when we're talking about age, for me, growing up, I saw racism, but I would say I haven't seen as much racism growing up as I've seen in this past decade. So I am around, you know what I mean? That's how old I am. So out of my life, 10 years of my life, these last 10 years of my life, I have seen an increase in racism. So I would understand older.
What do you think?
All right. So I would understand. Well, I got you. I would understand that black adults, like older, 50 and plus, there was a time their parents, their grandparents experienced it. It was told to them. They've actually seen it. Pops, you were, born in the mid-50s. You were born like 1 year after Brown versus Board of Education. So we definitely know that you saw racism growing up. Even though you grew up in the North, you saw racism growing up. So I think like the older people would say it. Then I'm growing up, I'm a millennial, 80s baby, and I didn't see it growing up. No, I did see it, but not as much as I've seen it in the last 10 years. And if you ask me why that is, I would say that I started seeing an influx of racism, violent racism, with the appearance of Barack Obama. They say he was the most divisive president, and I think that's true, but I don't think it's any of his doing. I think it's just him being present is really the reason why. Because there were so many people that took exception with him being present and president and black president. But I would also think...
And I could agree with that.
Now, how about these young kids? Because these 18 to 29-year-olds, think about it. What's been happening since they've been 8? What have they been hearing? They've been hearing police shootings. They've been hearing people going crazy online, calling people N-words. They've been seeing the Karen cameras, all the cameras, the Karens being Karen. These young kids are saying that being black is very or extremely important to how they think themselves. I mean, they're less likely to say that being black is important. Why would you think that? If I'm telling you in the last 10 years, I've experienced this. And I don't think that I'm alone when I'm saying in the last 10 years, out of my age group, I've seen a heightened, violent, racist perspective. I'm wondering, if I seen these 10 years, these kids were 8, they would be able to see this. These kids, 18 to 29, were 8 to 19. They were here and present for this. They seen this all on social media. Why do you think that they think that it's not as important?
The reason why you want is it for me to answer that?
Oh, yeah.
On my thought?
Yeah, what do you think?
Okay. Now, because what you just said, guess what? When I was a child, I didn't think the world was as racist as you see it now as you got older. Only thing happened to you as a child that most black parents do is they protect their children against racism. And we don't want to do more the battle of trying to bring a unity between races more than the racists. And what you just said about Obama, I agree with you. So now, if you think Obama was bad, what you think when the president already said you got this black bee get ready and called herself campaigning to become the president of the United States?
Wow.
You think it's going to get better or worse for you?
I think
your children that's growing up.
You better get
they won't see it.
Yeah, you better go to Creative Ammo and some canned food goods.
Continue to protect them from racism.
You think? Hold on. You're thinking. You're going to say, I have to challenge this. You have to. You're saying that these young kids who have not, in my opinion, have not been protected from racism, share with the invention of social media. They get to see this in 4K every day. They get to see these cop shootings. They get to see body cam footage. They get to see 24/7 news cycles with this going.
And you know who see it the most?
We must be doing a great job of...
But can I answer that again? What you miss the most is black parents. Black parents don't expose their children to racism more than whites expose it because they have to. They have to have the point of justifying why they doing to us. You understand what I'm saying? So they show this to their children because they trying to raise their children up in a generation that their children is becoming integrated to let them think still that, like you said, we're not human, we're animals. We're talking about how we kill each other so we can't be trusted. We still put into a position of battling to become a part of this society and feel that we are a citizen of America. That's why most older blacks to this day would not accept themselves as American.
Okay. But you're still saying that these young black adults, these young blacks are not exposed to any of this racism. You don't think that in any point of time in history, I mean, let's go back the last 40 years, that...
What age you talking about?
We're saying the age group of 18 to 29, and if we go back 10 years, then we can take it...
No children. I don't consider no children.
Pops, listen. And because I'm saying that it's been the last 10 years that I've seen an influx of racism, those kids that are being, would have been 8 to 19 during a huge influx of racism, something that can, like I said, can be found on cable television, that can be found in their social media, on their reels, on their posts, on their stories, where they're seeing all of this racist injustice, discrimination towards black people. When you have a president saying shithole countries, they were 8 to 19. They didn't hear any of this. They weren't exposed to more racism as a child than I ever was. Because I can understand, you tried to protect us, and then kids were shown that, hey, no, we're going to show you and teach you. Like the kids on the other side, my counterparts, were shown that, no, this is what it is, and this is what it's going to be, where we were trying to give us this a little solace and act like it wasn't happening. I'm saying, the statement that I'm making is that these kids would definitely see more racism in their life than I ever would. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, like, find the math out as how, like, what is the thought process behind, like, because you've seen so much of this and it's blatant in your face, why does it matter less? Does it have to do more with
but we're going in circles. The same question you asked me is this is the saddest part that I see when it comes to the Republicans. This is the same mindset and conversations and questions that they ask. And when you give them the answer, you give them the truth, they throw it to the side and then come back to re-question the same thing that has already been answered. And then on the same thing in agreement is, like I said, I agree with you. But the point that you missed, when you keep talking about the age group, the age group is, this is what I'm saying, a perfect example.
8 to 19.
Okay.
8 to 19.
8 to 19.
8 to 19. We're not considering them their children?
So you said on the pie, but you just missed it. The point that even though they see racism, but they're less concerned because of the fact that what they've been trying to prevent, that what they did at the time when it was legal, is the fact that America is becoming integrated. And when you become integrated, because that one drop of blood is black, they become black. Did that make sense?
No.
No? Will somebody look at you and what they say? Are you
I don't know
black?
if I'm being clear. Let me say this. We are talking about from 8 to 9. From 8 to 19. These kids saw what I would consider a rise in racism, and they got to see it every day on TV and in social media. However, at their current ages of 18 to 29, they're saying that being black is not extremely important to them.
And I just answered that. You see, and here it goes. You just answered the question yourself. You said that as you came up and becoming older, just like you see in the pie, the older group become more concerned because then they recognize and understand that we had already experienced racism.
Normally, you're absolutely right about that. You're saying, but I need you to because we're going in a circle. I need you to understand that I'm saying that they're growing up.
I gotta put L block on you.
I'm saying the way that they grow up is 180 degrees from the way that I grew up. We grew up totally different. I didn't get to grow up seeing all of this.
You think you did.
Dude, you just hold on. I am also saying that because
young. Now that what you said that racism is up on the rising, it's only up on the rising because of your age.
No.
Because of your age.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The shit that I'm seeing as an adult, these kids are seeing as kids. Pops, please listen to me because you're like.
Can I teach you?
No.
Because we're going in something.
We're going inside. But I need to.
time.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that these kids have seen more racism in their childhood than I ever got to see. Now, as we know, normally, as a kid, you're insulated from that racism. And then as you grow up, there's a split and you can see it more and more and more. So as you get older, definitely, you're going to be like, oh, this is this. And then we're seeing that the older people, the ones that are 65 and older, actually came up in a segregated type society in America. So we can understand why they say that it's very important to be black. I'm saying that these kids that are 18 and 19 are growing up kind of like the guys that grew up when they were 65. 65 and older, maybe not as like many lynchings or anything, but you heard about lynchings and everything like that. And these people, these young kids, can see lynchings on social media, on TV, 24/7 a day, right? Would they not have that same perspective as the older generation, the 65 and older generation? That's all I was saying. You said...
I just answered that, and I agree with the point I was making, even though I experienced more at my time because I was protected, the same thing that you just experienced, or what this generation experienced in that time is no different. So what they see in the media, when I was a kid, I was looking at dogs attacking us and the doors closed when we was going in to eat. I used to deal with the situation even now because I'm living in the time of what I told you about that generation from King, is that the fact I'm the living soul of the black man that's walking with the so-called black child because they don't look black. So in that situation, when you're looking at the mix of the races that has always been here since slavery, do you think that those children are going to pick a side of what is racist or who is right or who is wrong? No, it's beyond that. It was beyond you. Like you said, I never taught my kids that, hey, don't talk to white people or they're so-and-so, or don't trust them. I didn't do that as childhood, but this is what the white racists mostly had did with their children, and to the protected of themselves, of the shame of their history of what they have done now. So now the mixed children that has that choice on their paper bag, think about it. When they had that choice on their paper bag of being convenience of saying, I'm Caucasian or I'm black, or what do they put on the paper? Do they say I'm mixed? Oh. Do they say my mama white
I think I know.
and my daddy black?
And this question,
black,
this question,
is the generation we live in
yeah,
now.
but these questions. This question was posed to people that considered themselves to be black.
And the point that you just made is, if that's the question, then what is the question to ask me why a teenager in this generation is saying that it's not important to them to be black? That's why I'm saying. I'm giving you my reason, right, and you give me a reason in the opposite of this generation now. Why they're not
But I would think that
way.
I thought you were coming from a perspective of not understanding that the people asked in this question were black, like actually identify themselves as black, not as being mixed race or Hispanic or anything. Like there could have been people in this group being asked that were actually mixed race or Hispanic. However, they identified as black. And the younger ones...
So you brought up the racism thing. If you just answered that, so what they got to do with racism?
What are you talking? I didn't talk about anything about racism. I just said these people are asking how important is it for them? How important is being black to them? That was the question. It wasn't even about racism. That's what I felt there was
the point. The importance is what you did when you separate the generation. Why it's more important for the older blacks and the percentage to the younger blacks, because this generation is accepting the fact that they're mixed. That's all it is.
Pops, once again, even though they may have been, not all these young people, I refuse to believe that every young person in here was mixed. Or you like a dark-skinned black dude is saying that, hey, I understand that I'm mixed with European and Indian and African.
No, because the dark-skinned ones in my family know the dark ones in my family know the fact that I say like this. I got a slogan that says MEBE, MEBE. Like MAGA, I got MEBE. And what MEBE means, Make America Black.
I thought it was MEBE. Maybe? Maybe? Make America MABE?
Make America, make MABE. Make America Black everywhere.
I'll let the children sing. I'll let applause. I'll let horns for that. Right, that's what love, exactly. They identify as black, they just don't think it's as important to older people. I would think that there could be some like maybe it's more they understand the importance that when you get money that maybe classism is a little bit more important to them than race. Like getting money, they understand that hey, they can get money and they can make their lifestyle as and be as independent of other people as possible. Then racism isn't going to affect you as much.
Because even when we went through our time, we was always know that we say the main color is green, so that hasn't changed.
But maybe it might be a little bit more prominent in these younger people. I'm thinking also something that could be is that since it's been happening, we've been blasting. Our society has been blasting that anti-victim type mindset. And it's something it's like maybe they're just embarrassed to even be like, oh, I'm black. Not in a way of being embarrassed of being black, but, less likely to talk about social issues.
I have never met one black person that was embarrassed for being black.
I'm just saying, not being black, but saying the importance of being black. Not saying that, hey, I'm not proud to be black, but saying, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Not putting an emphasis on their blackness. Not putting a priority on their blackness. Not saying, hey, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I'm a blackity black. I'm a black man. They're on some I'm a human being type shit. You're going to see me for me. Maybe like an individualized more mentality instead of a community understanding that, hey, my skin tone makes me part of this this special group in the United States of America and around the world.
It still does.
Yeah.
It still does. So that's what makes black. That's what makes it important to be black. Because the importance of being black, you can not alleviate the fact of race and racism. That's why it's important.
I like it.
How you spin it, how you take it, how you flip it. In America, and the influence of America. And America, that American blacks. I can't speak for ones that was born in Europe and other places. I know the experience as a black man and in the military. This was in the 70s.
Before you go, because I'm hearing the story.
Okay.
I got. Let's do it. 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Okay. I miss you. I didn't hear you.
60 seconds. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap it up.
My point when it comes to the black man in America, and my example, even when I was in the military, and this was in the 70s, still in the 70s, we was going into France, and they was telling the white girls, the white French women, not to mess with us because we still grew tails after dark. So these are things we still have to battle with. Love you. Good night. And I'm a racist.
And you're a what? You're amazing.
I'm a racist.
Oh my God.
I'm a racist.
That's because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
What's up, people? Here we are back in the talking shit, getting clicked.
Oh wow. I did not expect that, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I expected, but the last part where he just came out and said he's a racist, I'm pretty sure there's a more deep, profound, positive aspect to what he's saying, because I know that guy. All right, listen, I'm not going to apologize because I took you to 2 hours. I took you in 2.5 hours here. I'm not going to apologize for it because I think we got a lot covered. We got a lot of subjects covered. We definitely got a call, and we got blessed by the flash of the flashback of Thunlight Productions. And let me tell you something. Tonight, we did that thing. But before we go into that, I would just like to say, because I'm going to get the last words of my show, I just think, in summary, I think those who consider themselves to be black generally share African ancestry. They share cultural connections. They share lived experiences that align with what is culturally and socially recognized as blackness. However, the decision to identify as black is ultimately a personal one, influenced by a range of factors, including family, heritage, community, and societal context. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to have good, compelling conversations next week. I am not going, not this many subjects. We're not going to go through these many topics. I'm sorry. Ukraine got me. I got busy on Ukraine. But this is what we getting clicks. It was the We episodes. We live because we was in here thanks to the Jump Out.
Many people know them as the Jump Out boys in their city.
Shouts to them, to Flashback, Love, Caro, Ramid, Blago, Tormenta, Makiki, Paige, Scott, everybody who showed up and showed out, especially Mainline. Let the children sing for him. Give them some air horns too. Give all of you guys air horns. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and then wake up tomorrow, right? And then put on your little AirPods or earbuds or whatever if you want to work out or you're just scooting around the house. And throw this show on again, hit the replay button, and get ready to work on that. We'll talk about that. You can think about some other things, call in, and we can always discuss. We can discuss any and everything on this show. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, channel We is the episodes, and me, Beast Mode 3 times. And I appreciate you guys coming on out, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
I can't control it, okay? It's in my family. My father said it's on his side. I can't control it. I don't understand. I mean, it makes me very sad.
Deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want.